Historic Butchertown for Clean Air is a group of concerned citizens fighting to keep our neighborhood and environment safe and free from pollution. Unfortunately, this is difficult because we share our neighborhood with Advanced Ready Mix Concrete Inc. Advanced Ready Mix is a multi-million-dollar concrete company based in historic Butchertown. For decades, Butchertown residents have been impacted by the pollution coming from Advanced Ready Mix and their properties on Water and Shelby Streets. This is Water Street, a public road in Butchertown. It is perpetually covered in gravel, sand, and miscellaneous debris. As the cement trucks drive up and down the road, it becomes airborne. After a rain, this becomes a thick sludge. Sometimes they water it down to control the dust, but it ends up just running into our sewer system. All along Water Street, mountains of aggregate and rubble are piled sky high. When there's any amount of wind, debris is blown off into the neighborhood. Recently, plant manager Roger Lasley lied to APCD investigators, telling them the piles are only stacked up because of circumstances due to COVID. However, this publicly available historic imagery shows the aggregate piled up for years. On August 10th, 2020, Butchertown resident Sandy Griffith filmed this video of clouds of debris rising above the flood wall and moving over our homes. Then the wind shifts, and you can actually see debris raining down on her like a snowstorm. After nights like this that are all too common, our neighborhood is covered in gray dust like on this car. Neighbors have called and complained for decades. There are hundreds of complaints on file against Advanced Ready Mix and their pollution in Butchertown. Sometimes these complaints have led to notices of violation of regulations, like you see here. These public records show repeated violations as far back as 1991. The notes associated with these violations show a long, enduring history of pollution coming from Advanced Ready Mix. A consistent thread in these notes is that Advance was allowing, quote, fugitive emissions, end quote, to exit their property, and a destruction of public streets. This report from 2012 details that APCD investigators were lied to by Roger Lasley, still the plant manager today, about monitoring their emissions. Why, for 3 decades, has this company been given so many chances by APCD? Advanced Ready Mix has applied for a permit to build a new plant on their current Water Street site. They hope to break ground on October 1st, 2020. This is the new plant Advance hopes to install. As shown in this portion of their application, they are seeking to legally be allowed to release up to 75 tons of emissions per year, 75 more tons of gray dust to clog our air and lungs. This new plant will have a huge impact on the neighborhood. In addition to everyone living nearby, there are 3 parks, a soccer stadium, and a public school affected by their pollution. This facility will be less than 1,000 feet away from Lincoln Elementary. Please call or email Rachel Hamilton, APCD Assistant Director, and say or write, I oppose the expansion of Advanced Ready Mix Concrete at 820 East Water Street,